friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Mal and I make Tumbler tutorials here on YouTube. In today's tutorial, we are going to be making a peekaboo tumbler, which is one of my absolute favorite techniques to do on cups. And with this design, we are going to incorporate a few of my favorite things. So we are going to be putting smiley faces, stars, and some lightning bolts in our peekaboo. We're gonna make a custom glitter mix, and we're just gonna make a really bright, colorful, fun, happy tumbler. As always, I will have a full supply list down below in the description box for you. I'll also have links to all of my social media pages, as well as my Facebook group. I'll also have a sign up link if you would like to join MANDM Elite, my exclusive mentorship group. That's a great place to be if you want additional business support, a great community, exclusive content from me, discount codes, all kinds of fun stuff is in the Elite group. So if you'd like to join the Elite fam, the sign up link is down below, or you can go to madebymanianmal.com/MBMM Elite. Okay, I think that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's go. For our peekaboo design, we are going to be using a 30-ounce modern tumbler from Craft Haven. I'm going to prep that and get it ready to go, and I'm going to start on our glitter mix. So for this mix, I really wanted to pull out a lot of individual colors, so I'm going to use a lot of contrasting colors that you wouldn't typically put in a mix. So I started with Kaneohe, and then I went in with Head Over Teals, Rowan, and this one is In Carnation, and then I went in with Oscar. I'm taking Humble next, which is a white. So you can see I've got pink, I've got blue, I've got purple, green. Here I'm putting in orange. This is Seacrest Beach. I'm going to put in a little bit of Holographic too. That was H2O. These are all from Peachy Olive Glitters, by the way, and I will have them all listed down below in the description box. So once I had them all in there, I mixed them up really well, and you can see that we've got a really cool, multicolored, very dimensional glitter. And I'm going to base paint my tumbler with a bright lime green acrylic paint. Now with a glitter mix like this, you could use any color base you wanted to. I really wanted this to be super bright and fun, so if there were any places in the tumbler where the glitter mix didn't totally cover, we still have a really bright color underneath popping through, if that makes sense. So I base painted that with my favorite acrylic paint, the Delta Ceramcoat, let that dry. Now I'm going in with the epoxy method to apply my glitter. Now typically with the epoxy method, you would apply between like 1 and 3 milliliters of epoxy to your tumbler to adhere your glitter, but because this is such a chunky mix, I'm going to put a little bit more on. So I'm going to put on between like 3 and 5 milliliters, so not too much more, but that little extra amount of epoxy will help the glitter seep into it just a little bit, which will make it lie flat and make putting epoxy over it much easier. So I'm going to tap off any excess with my scissors, and now I'm going to go in with an extra fine cut. This is Starlight from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm just putting this over the entire tumbler to fill in any gaps that we might have. This is kind of an iridescent-y kind of color, so it will just pick up whatever it's on top of really, just to fill in any gaps. Then I took my gloved hand and patted down my glitter, cleaned up that top rim a little bit, made sure that my glitter was as flat as can be, and I'm going to set this aside and let it dry for a few hours before I go in to seal my glitter. Now to seal my glitter, every single time I use a 50-50 mix of water and the glitter glue from the Crystalac Company, and I'm just going to brush this all over my tumbler, set it aside and let it dry for at least 2 hours, and then I'm going to apply I think I did 2 coats of epoxy over this, maybe 3. You just want to go until your cup is relatively smooth, and then you'll go and do all of your sanding before you're ready to apply your stencils. So for this peekaboo, we are going to be doing a combination of smiley faces, stars, and lightning bolts, and I cut everything out of Stencil Vinyl. I do have this template along with the outlines that we're going to use later available in my website if you would like everything already done for you. So I'm going to just go all around the cup applying these stencils, making sure that everything is laying as flat as can be, and I'm just going to try to fill up as much space as possible, because remember, the more stencils you lay down, the more glitter that's going to show through your peekaboo. Because the glitter underneath is so colorful, I decided to just go with a plain white spray paint on the top to really let the glitter shine. So I coated the cup with the paint, let it dry about 45 minutes to an hour, and now I'm going to go in for my favorite thing, which is peely time. I'm using my really sharp needle nose tweezers to help me peel up this vinyl, and you just want to remember, take your time, be patient, and do your best to not scratch the paint on top. In this case, we are not going to be putting any glitter or anything on top of our paint, so I really want to work as cleanly as possible. So I'm going to show you how you can clean up an area if you've got a little bit of spray paint seepage in there, like if your vinyl was lifted a little bit, like I said not to do earlier. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of 91% rubbing alcohol, and you can use a paper towel. In this case, I'm using a baby wipe. I'm just going to put a little bit of that rubbing alcohol on my baby wipe and just very carefully go in and remove that spray paint. Just being super careful. You don't want to mess up your stencil shape, obviously, but you can just go in with the rubbing alcohol and clean it right up. After all my stencils were pulled up, I went in with another coat of epoxy, and now I'm ready to cut my outlines. For my outlines, I'm going to be using this gorgeous holographic dark gray vinyl from TeckWrap Craft. Look at the shift on that vinyl. It is one of my absolute favorites. So I cut out all of my outlines. Again, they are available in the template, which is on my website. And these are super easy to cut on this vinyl, super easy to weed. The only thing I would say is that it loves the transfer tape a little too much. So when you're applying these outlines to your tumblers, you want to really take your time and make sure that this vinyl is stuck to your tumbler 125,000% before you try to pull up your transfer tape, or the vinyl will lift and it will warp a little bit. This vinyl is very flexible, which is great for most designs, but for things like this, when you want something accurate, you just want to really be careful and make sure that it is super stuck to your tumbler before you pull up your transfer tape. So you can see on a few of these that I'm doing, it kind of lifts a little bit, but it is, like I said, super flexible, so you can fix any of those mistakes if you need to. But basically what I'm doing here is taking all of my outlines and just matching them up with the peekaboo shapes on the tumbler. It's pretty easy to differentiate between the sizes and match everything up because nothing is too similar, like where you don't know what goes with what. So it was pretty easy to match up and place all of these outlines down. I am using the same piece of transfer tape to kind of take away a little bit of the stickiness, and as I did that, it got a whole lot easier to place the outlines. So if you have an old piece of transfer tape or something lying around, I would recommend using that for this vinyl, or if you have one that's maybe less strong, that would work out really great for this vinyl. So I'm going to continue placing all of these outlines on my tumbler. In all, this took me about like 20 to 30 minutes, I think. And by the end, I learned that if I took the outline of our smiley face for our circle and put that down by hand first without transfer tape, it was a million times easier to get everything to line up and match and not get crinkled or anything. So I would recommend doing that if you're going to do these, and start from the beginning, not on your very last smiley face like me. So once I had the outline down, I took my transfer tape and placed the actual smiley face on, and that worked out really, really great. So once I had all of my outlines on, I sealed my cup with a coat of the glitter glue from the Crystalac Company, and then I went in and applied my final 2 coats of epoxy. So here is the final result. I had to bring this cup outside and show it to you guys in the sun because this holographic vinyl is literally so reflective in the sun. It gives off all of the rainbow colors and just was absolutely perfect for this design, and I love how it pops off the white. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, love you. Bye. I'll also have, what am I gonna have? I'll have a full description in the supply list. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. We got everything. All of my, what is this? Hello. So stupid. Oh God. Okay. Oh, I need a minute. I make myself laugh.